So now we have the story data. So now the next thing we need to do is to listen to a click event. So when the user click on this one, we'll get the story image, that's the story data, and also get the user ID and inserting the data into the database. Then direct the user to the story page. That's the functionality that we are going to implement. The first thing that we need to do over here will be $document dot on. The event that I want to listen to is a click event. And the element that when the user click on it, I'll perform the action is this one. So click here and inspect. This element is a button. It's having a class of share dash button. So copy it from here. This one will be ampersand, then paste it here. Then our function. Inside it will be our event. And this is what we have. The first thing I want us to do is get the element. That's the first thing I want us to do, is to get the element. Which element am I talking about? That's this image data. I want us to get the post image, that's the story image. In order for us to do that, click here and inspect. Realize that the file contain our data. Refresh it. Click here and inspect. This file, the file image upload. This one contain the data of the image. Copy this one from here. So first we need to get it, right? So this one will be let story data or story image. It's up to you, but I'm going to call it story data be equal to document dot query selector. And this one ampersand and paste it here. Let's remove this one from here and also this one from here. Then dot files. Then this one will be one, then semicolon. So now let's do console.log to check what we are getting. Console.log story data, then here will be semicolon. Okay, so now this is what we have. Let's refresh it. Okay. So now go to your console, check your console, click here, choose your image and click on open. Click on share. Now this is what we are getting. So we are getting the data. This one contains name, the size, the type of the image, the last modified date, and last modified. Okay. Now we have this one. Okay. And also the next thing is what? Now we have this one. So the next thing that we need to do is to get the user ID. That's the user who posted this image or who posted this story. In order to be able to keep track of the person, I'll be able to insert him to our database. So where are we going to get the user data? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Where are we going to? So if you check your create.php, we have this one over here. Profile-user-id contain the user ID, the profile ID of that person, right? So we need, with this one, we can use the data attribute to get it. So even in our common.js, scroll up, we don't have the data here, right? Profile.js, Copy this one from here. Inside your story.js, just paste it here. The first thing is to get the user ID from the data attribute. So copy this one from here. It's a class. So over here, it will be dot, then paste it here. Then this one be equal to let user ID. Then this one be user ID. We are getting this user ID from the data attribute, which is this one. Okay. Over here, let's do console.log user ID to check and see whether we are getting something. Okay, so now refresh it. Click here. Okay, so now click on it. Now let's inspect it and see whether we are getting something. We are getting 13. That's the ID of the person, right? So meaning our logic is working fine. So what are we going to do next? That's a question we need to ask ourselves. What are we going to do next? The next thing that I want us to do, I want us to check and see whether the story data is not empty before trying to even insert in data or sending the ajax request. So over will be if story data is not now. So if story data is not now, meaning that it's not empty, then over here will be let form data. Form data be equal to new form data, which is this one. So this one over here will attach the details inside this one. So we are going to append it. This one be form data dot append. Then this one be user ID, then comma user ID, then semicolon. Then the second one is the status. That's the story data. You can call it anything that you want. I'm calling it status. So append, this one be status, then story data, which is semicolon. The next one that we do is sending the ajax request. $.ajax. So the first one will be the URL, colon, then URL. So this one over here, right, to be saved, go to your follow.js. Which is this one. But if we do it this way, then it means that inside the create.js, we need to include the common.js also. Because inside the common.js, that's where we have the base underscore URL. I want it to be easy in such a way that when we are deploying it online, you just need to change some few stuff. Over here, you need to change this one, the localhost to what? Your main domain, your site domain name. Make your life easy for you. Okay. So we can still do it here. In VS Code have replace, right? So you can find it, what you want to find and replace it. Quite easy for you, right? So over here, it will be http colon slash localhost slash Instagram slash call slash ajax slash status dot php. The type over here, the type of the body, the type I want it to be post. And since we are sending image, the cache, I want it to be false. And the process data too, I want it to be false. Process data, I want it to also be false. and the data, the form data, and the content type. The type of the content, I want it to be also false. Then success. So when it's success, this one be the data, then arrow notation, then our function. So it's success, just do console.log data. Now let's go and create this file. So copy this one from here. Go to your core, ajax, create a new file. Okay. Now let's go to follow dot. Just copy this one from here and paste it here. Okay. We are going to change some few stuff from here. Remove this one, we don't need it. The first thing I want us to do is what? What's the first thing I want us to do? I want us to check and see whether the user underscore ID is set and user underscore ID is not empty. That's the first thing I want us to do. Okay. So here it will be if it's set dollar underscore post user underscore ID and not empty dollar underscore post dollar underscore post user underscore ID. So if the user underscore ID is not empty, also the user underscore ID is set, then over here will be dollar user ID is equal to escape dollar underscore post. This one will be user ID, then semicolon. The name here must be the same. This one is user ID, not user underscore ID. Remove the underscore from here. That's it. We have this one over here. So over here, let's echo. Okay. So now refresh it. Click here, choose a file, open it, share. Then over here, let's inspect and see what we are getting. We have 13, so meaning we are getting the data from our ajax request. Now the next thing is to get the image data. So this one be dollar image is equal to dollar underscore files. Then this one be status is semicolon. This one. Since it's an array, we need to use var underscore dump dollar image, then semicolon. This is what we have. Now let's go and refresh it. Empty the cache, choose an image, then click on here. Now this is what we have. Okay. Okay. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we are going to upload the story image inside our local repository. That's what we are going to do in this video.